Hi everybody, Adam here. Welcome back. In today's video, we're continuing our journey through Mini Motorways. We're on the Wellington map today. Interested to see how this one plays out. Looks like we're going to have some hills slash mountains to deal with, as well as some water. So interested to see how that works. In terms of score, this is another one. I'm surprised there's a really big spike. It must be 600-ish, 6 or 700. Obviously, to get into the top 10 or top 5%, we're going to have to score pretty well. I think we want to be aiming for somewhere between the 2000 to 2700 range. But interesting that there's that early spike. Curious to see how that plays out and if there's an obvious reason for that. But let's dive in here and get started. Always interesting to see what the game will throw at us. So we obviously need to connect houses of a particular color to stores or shops of that same color. I always like to try to keep things as separate as possible. So not only keeping colors separate, but I like to only have the houses that are specifically going to pair up with a particular store on the same road. Just keeps things easier later in the game when you are dealing with all the chaos that the game throws at you. Keeps the traffic simpler. But this is last time we played, we were on a fairly cramped map, and I feel like this is going to be a similar experience. I'm not going to go through. We do have a tunnel. I'm not going to go through the hillside at the moment. We can do that later, but this should get that blue store everything it needs, and maybe we'll keep things a little simpler for us with what spawns next with those extra road pieces in there. The yellow is upgraded from the regular store to an arena. Let's back that up. Oh, okay, so we finished the first week. Upgrade wise, 20 roads either way. We could get traffic lights or a roundabout. I think I'm going to go the roundabout way. I don't know that traffic lights are super useful. With that yellow hooked up there, we've got red over on this side now. Oh, we've got more blue houses because we've got the blue over here is upgraded to an arena as well. Pretty dense so far. Don't love that. Let's stop that for a second. So we've got the green there, and it's right in the middle of our blue road. If we were to back that up, we should be able to take our tunnel for this way. Can we make it just enough road? Just enough road to make that work. So that keeps all of our roads. Ugh. It's annoying that that is where that other greenhouse decided to go. We'll fix that. Actually, we've probably got the roads to fix that. Let's go. Let's see if we can go around. See, once we get a road piece back or a couple road pieces back, we should be able to make that connection, hopefully. Would like to get that reattached and not cause too much in the way of issues. Yeah, so the blue Blue's got a lot of demand there, but we've got the two greens that are hooked up now going through the mountain tunnel. Okay, for our week 2 bonuses, pretty clear cut in my mind. 2 traffic lights, not that useful, and 40 road tiles. That's a lot of road and would be super useful. So let's take that. Would definitely like to get a tunnel. Don't know if we're gonna have to. Yeah. You knew it was gonna happen. A minute I was like, do you think we're gonna need another tunnel? And then it's like, yep. Game stepped right up and was like, that is a guaranteed need. If we go, so I'm curious, we hook that one in there so we can back this out. We should be able to come along the edge here. Don't need to be quite that freewheeling with the roads. So that gets us 1 attached there. There's still the 3 over here. This yellow is just in an awkward spot. Can we, well, I guess you know what we could do? We could try to go like that maybe. Take the road out through there. That on. We'll probably take this up to there and bring this over to there. That gives us 2 yellows for this one. It does mean this roundabout kind of blends the red and the yellows together in this one spot, but I think I'm okay with that. I don't think that'll cause us too much trouble. Another yellow up here. And another one. Should be fine. Like I said though, I think like this is, we're very dense again here on this particular map. It means that things should be, ugh, I don't love that. Let's pause that for a second. Those blues are in a horrible spot. Where? What I was gonna say though is like with the denser configuration of everything, I think it means in the late game we will start to rack up points really quickly. But in the meantime, this is pesky. So if we go, I think we need to bring that onto there for the time being. And I guess run that over there. I don't love that. See if we get something at the end of the week here that helps us make that a bit more optimal. Well, that's already way better. We've got the 2 there. I think we can just sever that road connection. I'm going to take the tunnel because I think that's going to be useful. Sever that. This can go along there. Along there. Don't love, I don't know how I'm going to get these 2 out anywhere, but I guess I don't really need to for the time being. I mean, I could bring these on a tunnel up to here. Not sure if that's super useful. I mean, it might be useful at some point, but I think this layout will work at least for a few moments before the game throws another curveball that we need to react to. Over 100. And yeah, like I said, like once the traffic starts really picking up and the demand at the stores ramps up in the later game, I feel like we're going to rack up a lot of points in a hurry. So we've got an arena there for the Blues. Probably going to need more connections to that. More houses to just fuel more cars for that, but we'll see. We're pretty much getting through a whole week here, and it didn't add anything of note to the map. I think that's due to just how dense everything is. Okay, so now we've got, let's take this motorway in 10. 40 road tiles would be super nice, but that motorway is going to help us out, I think. Because what we can do, connect that like that, and then we can take that motorway over to there. Oh, now we've got these white gray ones. Okay, let's not get too winding the road. So we've got 3 houses connected for that. That's not bad. They have to go a fair distance, but it's okay. Not horrified by anything so far. Another yellow for down here is probably a good idea. Green. That is an awful spot for green. What are we going to do here? Can't get... Can I get the blue around? I don't think I can. Maybe we can. I think the better option. Let's just leave that for the moment. Because we're almost at the end of another week. My hope is that we'll get a motorway and that will just solve all of this because I can just bring that straight across. But we will pivot if we need to. That's a weird place for that green to show up. Another motorway. Let's pause for a second. So I feel like I want to put that motorway right there. Oh, it's going to, you're going to be difficult, are you? We run these upwards. Can we get a better angle? So annoying because the motorways can't go over the mountains. So that gets that there. So it should be pretty fast access for those greens. Getting a lot of houses in weird spots. Here's a yellow, another yellow store. If we wrap this, oh, just short. What can we do? We can probably take that and we can go and take back some of this. So we have one there. It's probably good to start. Oh, we've got another one. There. Oh, wow. Okay. Lots of yellows piling in. Can't get that one on there yet. Need another motorway in a big way. Let's see if we're going to get one. Come on, motorway. Yes. Let's pause, 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 pause. We take this motorway, which thank goodness this appeared because otherwise I don't know what we would have done to get up here. So that should be fine for there. That goes on to there. This can come over. We don't have enough. We don't have enough yet for that. What can we do? What can we do? Claw back a little bit of road here. It's only 7 pieces of road though. I don't feel like that's going to be enough. If we take, let's take this back. 12 pieces of road. It's better. We still need like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 more pieces. Getting closer. So we still need probably 4 pieces of road. What else? What else can we optimize? Gets us 2 back. Still need another 2. Yeah, that can't go. No, we can get it on there, so that's good. Gives us enough for that blue one. What else can we do here to save a little bit more? I mean, we've probably got more than enough for this. Let's take this off for the moment. We don't worry about that yellow there. That should save us. Over 400. Pause. Oops. Pause. Pause. So this should get us, that gets us 1, 2 connected there. That is good. We do need reds, all these reds up here. We are going to need a motorway if we're going to have any hope of getting that over to this other side of the map. There's a lot of demand up here for this blue. Can definitely see things are getting busy, so I can see, why why there's that big score spike at like 900 or just before 900. I can see that there's a lot of things going on here that could probably throw people for a loop. I'm not going to worry about hooking these yellows up at the moment. I think the yellows are okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of things happening now, so let's see. Let's see. Well, I'd love another motorway. I don't know if we're gonna get one, but another motorway would be nice. Houses in very weird, unhelpful locations. Bridge or a tunnel. Is a bridge going to help us? I mean, we could get another green hooked up there if we took these yellows and went over the water to down here. Wouldn't save us anything from road per se, but it would allow us to get that green into a better spot. So it's probably, oh, we've got this green here, can go. Let's do, sure, let's do bridge. Let's do bridge. Let's see if we can make this work. So we've got that one pointed in there. The like I said, we could take I feel like let's try to make that a bit more direct. That. Then you should be able to come right onto there. That should help with the green situation over here. We do still have a tunnel. I don't feel like that's going to help us a lot. Most of what's going on over here. Yeah, I don't know that there's much else. I mean, we could. Let's run with that for a few moments and see where things go. I think all those greens should help us quite a bit with the demand over here at this arena. No, now we've got the white one there. How do we deal with that? Let's pause that for a second. That's so far away. Can we? Kind of want to get rid of this motorway here. If we backed that up, could we Back that there. How would we even? I love this white one down here. So I kind of want, I wish that green one wasn't, I wish one of these wasn't here. No, we can't get. We connect that without merging. That gets us 3 going here. We actually get, we kind of have to merge that then. Don't love that. Don't love this. Don't really love any of these options, but let's see. Get that motorway back. I need that motorway in a hurry if we're going to not have things fall apart. So if we bring this here, if we have you go in there, and then if we take a motorway from right there up to there, we need, do we have another road piece freeing up or not? Actually, maybe we should just do this. Let's bring that down like that, and then we can just bring that in there. That'll bring some blues through. You know what we could do? We actually have, we probably simplify. So if we've got 3 going there, what if we didn't? If we brought this down here, I'm wondering if we can kind of get rid of this blue road here. Let's run that. Let's see. I think this needs to hook up to that road. It's going to need. Let's take the tunnel in 20. We need the road tiles, traffic lights, not super helpful. Doesn't hurt us to have another. Oops, that is not what I wanted. Crazy. Does not hurt us to have another tunnel in the bank. That should be enough for what's going on up there. It's not ideal that 2 different stores are coming off of that road, but off of that motorway, but we can make it work. I kind of feel like we want to sever this. See if we need more. See if we need more blues here in a moment, but we have that off of there. That gives us a whole bunch of greens for this, which will be good. think that gives everything kind of what it needs in the short term. I need more greens for this, but such is life at the moment. Let's see what this does for us. The white gray ones over here seem to be doing okay. We've got another green store there, which is not ideal. Yeah, it doesn't like that. Can we get, it'd be nice to have a, well, I don't even know that a motorway would do what we want it to do. Please, motorway, though, I think we need that for the greens. Otherwise, we're going to be toast. We're over 1,000, though. Bridge, just a whole bunch of road tiles. That's not amazing. Not amazing. What can we do? What can we do here to try to change things in a hurry? So what if we did this? It's 2 on there. That should be enough to keep that one going. If we bring that over there, I actually wonder, I think we've got enough. What if we took this? If we got rid of this blue business that's going on over here? What if we've got, no, you're not even on the right roadway. That'll make a difference. So if we had 4, 5 going to that, we should be able to take this one over to there. That should make that better, and then we don't have all of this weirdness going on. We really need to get a large number of greens across the map, though. We've only got 3 motorways. Yeah, more motorways would be so helpful here. So helpful. Can we see if I bring that? Well, what I could do is I could go like that. We've already used our tunnel now, so I can't tunnel through again. If we pulled this, yeah, that's fine. It can't go over. What is going on? Why won't it? So we've got to wait for a moment to get that motorway back. Come on, game. Need that motorway in a hurry. In a hurry. Otherwise, it's not going to matter. We're not going to get it back in time, are we? Oh, pause, 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 pause. And then if we use road down that way, I don't think we're going to get stuff there in time. Ah, that was pesky. So 1100. We got over the hump of the big spike, but that's not where I wanted to be. Let's see what we've got in terms top 50. Yeah, that's not where we want to be. We got over that initial craziness, but we should be able to do better than that. Let's dive in again and see if we can. Let's see if we can help ourselves out a little bit. Just got, like I said, like it gets crazy, right? Especially on a small map like this where you're trying to bounce around. You need a lot of motorways or a lot of key tunnels. We just were not getting, I mean, 3 motorways is a lot, but on a map like this, you could easily use double that. So this is pretty quiet start. Oops, let's not go wild. I'm thinking, so take the roundabout from the first one here. Let's pause for a second. Got lots of stuff going on. I just want to try to make sure we don't end up with any extra weirdness here. Because I know the game is liable to put something in a weird spot. Yeah, and it didn't even matter. So if we go and we take that in there, can we take that down there? And go over the top like that. Let's pause for a second. So really for this, we need to go through the mountain. So we can take away a few of our awkward road pieces. That connects that through to there. We didn't end up along with those ones taking up space. Don't know if it really actually even did anything for us. I'm curious if we go. I actually feel like we might want to do something like this instead. Let's take this out then. Just so we don't end up with any weirdness spawning right in here. Can remove that later if we need to. Let's take the 40 road tiles for week 2. So this is going to come back this way. If we bring this up through there like that. Let's take this up that way. So we can bring these blues down here, and then we should be able to I guess we can take out one of those squiggles so that we can get that in there. Tunnel in 20 is probably the best. I'd love the 40, but probably going to need a tunnel sooner rather than later. Just marking off spots where I don't want any weird little houses to pop up. They're hard to get attached to the requisite store, or in this case, like we've got another arena up here. Over 150. Things are going okay at the moment. No, that is just the thing that you usually say when the game then all of a sudden takes a crazy turn. Almost at the end of the week. What do we got? Motorway in 10. Sounds great. I can guarantee we'll have a use for a motorway probably sooner rather than later. Take that yellow in there. Lots of yellows up top at the moment. I'm sure that we're going to have something else using yellows sooner rather than later. We've got the white one here. Let's pause for a second. That's a long way around. Oh, we've got a red over here. Not super helpful. Okay, let's be a little more careful with where our roads are going, because we need at least a few of these back. That's just a long, long way to go, though. If we, what can we do? can we do? If we, I know I'm going to take out one of these things, and then we're going to get some really weird stuff spawning. But I don't think I have a lot of choice. If we take that off, let's take that off, and then almost there. Probably going to end up with some weird stuff spawning, but I don't have a lot of other options at the moment. Okay, let's see what that does. Got another motorway, or we can take a roundabout in 20. I think we have to take the motorway. I know that that's going to be useful. Just a matter of when, not if. Okay, let's pause that. I knew this was going to happen. How do we want to deal with this? So we should be able to, if we take this up instead, then we should be able to go like that. And I think we're all good there with how things are connected. So if I come this way, I need more. Okay, we're gonna have to take out these because we need that. We need that road. We don't have any tunnels. This is awkward because I know we're gonna have trouble. We're gonna have trouble because of this mountain here. I go to there, and then if I take a motorway over, let's put the roundabout on. Probably going to be not super useful, but maybe it will be. Need a couple more. We've gotten rid of really all of our take back 2. We should be able to go from here to there and get that hooked in. See what the game does to us here. That can hook in, so that worked out. Still do have another motorway if we need to. Yeah, which we're gonna need. So we've got motorway intent. We'll take that. So let's pause for a second. So I'm going to bring this green over to here, so that'll help with the arena here. Then I feel like I should probably bring that down there. We do need, that's you doing yellow. If we go and can we give ourselves, no, we can't. Well, I think you've got to go down there for now. It's a little unfortunate that that yellow has to come around this way, but we'll make that work. We've got two motorways. So I feel like we need to do, so if we go take these reds, if we take them up to there, I feel like we need one over here to keep that out of trouble. And then I think you can go up. So if we take this backwards, then I feel like we should be able to take a motorway from here over to there. And we should be able to connect that into there. We were oversupplying this store. We still have a lot of yellow options up here. I think that makes everything okay-ish. Still don't love this yellow here going around, but I think that's all I can do for the time being. Crossing 400. That's a good sign. Lots of blue demand here with the arena now. We've got a green up there, which is annoying. What are we going to do? What if we got rid of this motorway that we just put in? That's annoying. If we come like this, if we save some road this way, so we don't need a ton of houses there. We can actually do it that way, and that saves us some road. If we go like that, and then we can probably get a motorway in there. Come on, motorway. So let's take this. Motorway can't be placed here. Well, why not? Let's try this, and then if we take, no, you're not going to. like that. It's a little awkward. Okay, we need that. Oops. That like that. We could actually probably do need road. Need lots and lots of road. Let's run that and see if that sorts things out at least a little. Over 500. Let's take a tunnel in 20. Pause for a second. So now, what is... Yeah, we're getting some houses in unfortunate places. I knew that was going to happen eventually. If we do that, we can bring that back to there, which should let us do that and that. That's probably more than enough for that there. Why is there a red house right in front of the... That's annoying. So how do we... get this somewhere useful? How do we... How do we do this? We can probably not do that. Actually, you know what we can do? We should probably do that onto there, and then let's not do this for the moment. Is that okay? We've got everything back that we can. How do we... So we're over there. Can we... Yeah, all the reds need to go. I mean, we can take... that back to there. That gives us... Maybe will give us more in a moment. Yeah, there we go. We got some of that back. I don't love that, but at least that puts that blue on a connection. Not a useful place for you, blue. It's a 566. I think that... Yeah, I could really use more greens up here. Actually, you know what we can do? Let's pause for a second. I actually wish you were not there. Oh, we're out of road, I see. How do we... Let's try doing this. Let's try putting you there. Which gets us some road. Put you there. That gets us some more. We can go that way. If we could just even just get rid of you entirely. I don't know if that is actually better. Oh, that's annoying. What are you doing, game? That makes those really close. So they should be able to start running. There's only 3 of them, but they're so close. I'm hoping that's going to... It's going to do a bunch for us. Let's take the roundabout in 20. Yeah, we need that white. What are we going to do for... I'd forgotten about that one up there. If we bring you guys there so that we've got lots of white on that road. What if we hooked that up? Can we get the whites to this green? Probably not well. What if we took a roundabout? Can we place... That's craziness, but let's see. Am I even gonna... They're not even gonna get there in time, are they? Ah, did we do... What did we even... 833. So that is definitely... That's the challenge that you run into. That was not even better. Let's give this one more shot. Let's see if we can crank it up. Let's see if we can conquer the game at its own tricks. I don't know that it really saved us in the end to try to have those little placeholder roads. In the end, we needed those road pieces, and it just created chaos. We had chaos anyways with where the different houses were spawned. I feel like this is almost one where you can't really get away with having things completely separate. Because even with motorways, the mountains, the fact that you can't motorway over a mountain makes things difficult. Let's take a roundabout. Oops, straight down. None of that is bad, but none of it's necessarily amazing either. We haven't really. It's this next phase of where things decide to spawn. Oh, and that's already become an arena. Thank you, game. So we've got 3 going to this one, 4 going to this one over here. Let's take road tiles. Those are going to be useful. And that is decidedly unhelpful. Why did it spawn? Why did it spawn there? I can't do anything with the one in behind. We can't, this can't be already falling apart. What do we want to do? We've got the road. Why don't we? What do we do? Let's go up. And then let's bring you guys onto this road. So it's not amazing, but we also can't lose this early on. Make the red road squiggly. Let's grab the motorway because that's going to be necessary. Okay, let's pause. So we need to need that simplified. So let's take this motorway right here all the way over to that. So if we run with that, that should clean things up. Now, I wonder if this is not how I would normally play. Like we talked about, I like to try to keep things very separate. Let's take that on there. And then let's connect like that, which should then let us take this up here. And we can even do that. And we can take that up there. So that gives us 5 for this one and 2 for that one, which is okay for now. wonder if can we put this roundabout over here? What if we bring this onto all of this onto the roundabout? No, it's not really what I wanted. But what if we bring all of this down here like this? And then we go up. Let's get the motorway back. Second one there, you can come up that way. So it keeps 5 here and 3 up for that one. That's now an arena. Let's pause that for a sec. Let's bring you up there and then take this over. Go like that. Can probably actually even go and do a bit of that. Would be nice to have another roundabout potentially with that many road chunks there. Tunnel and 20 or 40 road tiles. I think we need the tunnel because it worries me that we don't have. Yes, let's pause for a sec. So this needs to come up. Let's try that again. Not drawing straight for us, but let's go there. Don't like the fact that we're gonna be crisscrossing here with the blues and these white gray ones. But we got a lot of stuff going on, so this is okay. Well, it's not working poorly at the moment. Everything seems okay. We've got enough houses for each of the different stores to keep up with their demand. That's a weird place for a yellow house. But that's fine. I don't think we need it just yet. A bridge in 20 or traffic lights? I think we'll take a bridge. I don't know if we're going to. We don't need it exactly at the moment, but maybe we will find that useful. So we've got the yellow store down here. Red has decided to become an arena, so we've got a bunch of houses. Go weird with the angles, but we've got those yellows feeding through there. We need more greens. Not an amazing spot for the greens to be. Okay, a motorway in 10 is what we're going to take because I can see all sorts of craziness starting to happen here. What are we going to do? Because everything just all of a sudden went bonkers. Let's bring this over to there, which then theoretically 4 houses should be more than enough for that. So we don't need to be bringing the greens across here anymore. Which means we should be able to just take that and put it like right there. So if we change these up, these should be able to now come over the water. Like that. That actually makes things cleaner. Somewhat. But we need greens over here. I think what we need to do in the short term. Oh, okay. We need one of those motorways to come back. But we could take this down here. Over to there. Okay, I need that motorway anytime now. Come on, motorway. Okay. So if we do a motorway from here over to maybe over to here. And then if we take off we take off 4. Does that we've got 4 for each? Does that work? Maybe that'll be enough. I think that gives like this one's an arena now, so that's got 5 on it, so that should be fine. Definitely a tunnel is what we need. So we're gonna have to probably start taking some things through one of these mountains. Blue can go up there. That blue can go over there. Lots of greens for everything. And we've got a white store up there. Not super useful. So if we run, you can go Go there, you can go there, you can go there. That should be able to go there, and then we should be able to take that to there, and then have an arm like that. That's just a little neater. Shouldn't really make any difference, but took that yellow up. So each of those have 2, should be good. I think that'll handle everything. We're over 600, we're almost at 700. Still a little bit to go before I feel like we're maybe positioned to not fail the way we did the last couple times. A roundabout in 20 or a bridge in 20. Let's take the bridge. I don't know that we're going to need another bridge, but don't think it'll hurt. Can bring those ones out there. That should give us plenty of whites. Blue one there. What are you doing, game? What are you doing? Okay, let's stop that for a sec. I don't think we need all of those then at the moment. I think what'll be more important is to don't need to go through the mountain in a in a super roundabout way. So if we bring that on there, that should get us where we need to go. We lose the whites over here for the time being, but I think that's okay. It's a lot of traffic, but things are running. $40 or a motorway. I think we'll take a motorway. How are we looking? Definitely could use, let's pause for a sec. Let's take this right here as a motorway up to there, which then should let us simplify that. Because four should be able to reasonably handle that. It's an awkward place for that green to show up. Guess we just need to do that for the time being. We should be able to bring those yellows onto there. Let's grab a roundabout. Let's see if we can we stick a roundabout there? I think we'll be good. So if we have you go that way and then you go, no, what are you doing? That way. Hopefully that simplifies the traffic there. Don't love that for those dark blues. We're up to 1400. We're we've kind of hit, I think, one of those little speed spots that I mentioned where it's like now because of how compact everything is, we are zipping along in terms of score. Okay, this is gonna get crazy. Need blues up here, dark blues, go, go, go. Yeah, it doesn't help. They've got some crazy streets to go through. 1600. Go, go, go. Oh, a motorway. Let's take that. Let's pause for a sec. How can we stick like a motorway right there and run it? Yeah, I know you can't go over a mountain. Why is that over a mountain? I don't feel like that is over. Let's get rid of that then. Let's hook these all on. Can we go from like right here then up to there? I don't know if it was quick enough. I think we might just lose because we're not going to be able to get them there fast enough. Yeah. 1656 though, I feel better about that at least. That I think puts us in a better top 30. I can live with that for now. That's much better than we were heading towards that end. And like I said, I feel like this is one of those ones because of how compact everything is. You really need to start to use multiple or use a road for multiple colors of traffic moving through. I think that would be my strategy going forward on maps like that. Try to use the roundabouts and the motorways in such a way that you can efficiently send multiple colors across to different parts of the map. Not something that we've had to worry too much about, I feel like, for some of the other maps, but definitely on one like this where you're kind of cramped into a confined space more, definitely helps. But happy that we managed to make it to the top 30%. Took us a bit longer than I expected, but definitely some key lessons that we learned. And the next map up for next time will be Warsaw. Got a river that we're crossing. It should be interesting. And by the looks of it, a higher scoring map, which should also be a bit of a different feel from the last couple that we've been on. So that'll be next time. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. And thank you very much for watching. We will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.